Hey, what's up everyone? It's Sierra and welcome back to my channel. It is time for another speed build. I hope you are all ready. Today we are renovating 2B Jasmine Suites. It is an apartment in the world of San Myshuno that came with City Living Pack, which I absolutely love that pack that we got. As you can see, I split this apartment up into a lot of different smaller rooms. We all know I'm always saying, I probably sound like a broken record by now, that some of these apartments are just way too big. And it's kind of standard by now. Everyone, I think you guys probably know this, that I'm always using columns and platforms. So I definitely use them in this space. And I wanted to go with what I absolutely love using, and that is the darker colors. So I try to utilize that as much as I could in this apartment. And I did not put a laundry room in here, just in case you guys were waiting for me to say it. I didn't, just for those of you who don't have the pack or don't like playing with laundry, I kept it out of this one for you guys. But I did build this apartment for a single father and his teenage son that I plan on moving in here at some point. If you guys can't tell, I had so much fun renovating this apartment. It was honestly one of my favorites that I have done so far, just because of all the darker tones that I used. But I did want to break it up a little bit, with using like the lighter colors in the kitchen flooring and in the bathrooms, just so it didn't feel too heavy, if that makes sense. And I did kind of go back and forth with what kind of paneling I wanted to use. I did end up putting some brick behind the fireplace that is on the darker side. I did leave some of that in there for you guys to watch. And I did change around the stairs that led into the living room. I ended up making that bathroom just a little bit bigger, so I could fit a shower in there, because we all know 2 guys in 1 shower is probably not the best. I know it wasn't the greatest when me and my sister had an apartment together, and even us having separate bathrooms, it was still like, I don't know, it was different because you couldn't shower at the same time still. But anyway, with the kitchen countertops, I wanted to stick with the darker wood tones. I did put in some clutter in here. I wasn't too sure of what to put in. I didn't want to put in a bunch of plants like I normally do in my builds, because for this family, or this single dad and his son that I had in mind, I didn't envision him planting a lot. I envisioned him working all the time, the hustle and bustle of the big city. So I just, I didn't want to give them too much clutter, too much plants, because I'm sure they have someone that comes and cleans their home for them, since they're always so busy. But I did kind of not really know what kind of curtains I wanted to use. As you can see, I ended up going with this blue color instead of like that kind of like burnt orangish color that I originally put in. I kind of cut some of it out. I threw up like a red and stuff like that, but I was like, oh, this is kind of looking a little Christmassy. I mean, I know it is December and everything, but a Christmas build is for like another time down the road a little bit. But for the living room, I did use the industrial loft kit, the couch and the chairs that came with it. I love that blue tone, and I thought it matched like even the wood tones on it, I thought it matched perfectly with the wood that I used for the floors, which is, of course, custom content, along with the rug I threw in. The curtains are from Dream Home Decorator. And I used a lighter-ish rug, like a lighter gray rug, I'm pretty sure, because it was looking kind of dark. Even though like I used like a lighter fireplace, I was like, I don't want it to feel like everything's closing in on us since these spaces are smaller. But like I said, I kept a lot of this in for you guys. I went back and forth because I personally myself, I grew up with a single father, and it was just like me and my older sister. So I mean, everything in my home, like the furniture and everything we homed was all a lot of darker wood tones, or just like dark, like in general. Like even our couch, we had a black couch and everything. Like it was a lot of black and stuff like that, and a lot of like darker browns. So I kind of just gravitate towards that, if that makes sense. I don't know. I'm just kind of accustomed to it. So I really was like, I kind of went in mind with like, how would my dad like do an apartment if it was kind of just like only him? Obviously, he doesn't live in an apartment. He lives in a house, he's married. But I'm like, what if he did live in an apartment like this? And my dad's favorite color is blue, along with mine. So I'm like, I'm going to use a lot of blue. But I did put in a lot of stuff from the clutter kit that we got. I love the game board, and even like the keys with the phone is such a nice touch. We have nothing of that in this game, and it has been a long time coming, and we deserve it. I mean, we deserve more, but I will take what we got with that clutter kit. And like I said, they probably have like someone who comes and cleans their house and stuff. So we all know teenage boys. I mean, at least the ones that I know, like my boyfriend's siblings, they're not the cleanest. They just kind of throw stuff everywhere. So I kind of figured, have his like hats and stuff everywhere. And then I used this really pretty rug. I think that's from the high school pack, that little rug. I kind of didn't know what I wanted to put right there in that front entryway because it is very narrow. And I knew if I put too much there, it was going to feel extra small, and I did not want that. And over in like the other side, like hallway, I just kind of put in like a little like end table, and I threw in a globe at some point, that cute little globe that we got. I think it just came with the base game. And then I threw in some books as well. I kind of didn't want to put too much in there. Like I said, too much color is never good when you have like when everything is super dark. Going into the father's bedroom, like I said, I kind of like went off of like, what would my dad like? You know what I mean? Because he was a single father. So I did use the bed that Little Dika gave us with the sleek slumber pack. I was going to use the industrial loft one, as you guys saw before, but I just thought it was too much. I wanted to kind of break it up with different colors a little bit. I wanted just like a touch of white in here besides the windows, if that makes sense. As you can see, we got a lot of swatches that came with that bed. It is one of my favorites to use just in general. And of course, I used the sleek slumber, the side table, and I used the rug that we got. I did use a lot of custom content. I love using it. Like I said before, it's usually like a lot of like plants and stuff, but I did re-download a lot of custom content back into my game. So I was like, I'm just going to keep going with it, keep building with custom content. And I mean, I wanted the father's room to have some like activities. So I gave the punching bag. I gave him a guitar, just in his spare time to kind of relax a little bit. He probably doesn't have time to go to the gym. Even though they live in the city and there's one super close, he does not have time because work is so demanding. I was just like, oh, maybe a guitar to kind of relax a little bit, unwind after work. Hopping into the son's room, I also kept straight with the dark wood and the dark tones in his bedroom as well. I kind of was thinking, what does, I don't really know what teenagers like. I am past a teenager, so I kind of really had to use my imagination with this, especially I don't know. I really used my imagination. Like I said, I did use that desk from the Pastel Pop Kit. I really love that desk. I'm not going to lie. I don't know. There's just something about it. I just love the zigzag pattern on top. It kind of just it's that little extra oomph, I guess, that we kind of need. And I cut out a little bit of the son's room, mainly because I kind of went back and forth with what kind of dresser I wanted to use. I also wanted to make sure I could put up as many posters as you guys can see right here. I wanted to put up as many posters as possible without making it look too cluttered. Because like I said, I kind of pictured the father as being more cleanly and the son is more dirty. The family that I'm going to have move in here, but not dirty, but kind of a mess. You know what I mean? Things are just out of place, I guess you can say. And I put in a lot of those hats up at the top of the desk from the clutter kit and just some kind of shoes, a couple little boxes here and there. I put in these little cubbies, and I'm making a little cubby stack for him. And I ended up putting in just some odds and ends. I ended up taking that little rack and ending up putting it at the very top of that. I thought that just turned out a lot better than what I was kind of going for. And then, like I said, I just threw in some odds and ends, some shoes and other clutter items. And then I was like, you know what? He loves sports. I need to put a jersey or something in here. I also wanted to give him that calendar. I thought that was super cool. I don't know. And then I realized, whoopsies, I don't have a dining room table. That's no bueno. So I had to go in really quick, throw in the dining room table, and then I kind of just move things around a little bit. And then I did use that rug from Snowy Escape, and I wasn't really sure. I kind of wanted to put more clutter in. I did put the fire poker in. I kind of almost forget about that, as well as the umbrellas. I can't believe I almost forgot the umbrellas. I always remember the umbrellas, and I almost forgot this time. But I will put this on the gallery for everyone to download that would like to use it in their gameplay. Make sure you use the filter to include custom content, since I did use a decent amount of CC in this build. And as always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I'm also live 4 nights a week on Twitch. Come on by and say hi and hang out with us. It is always a good time. I put the link in the description box down below. I hope everyone has an amazing day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, friends.